Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and it is Champions League night for Arsenal tonight as they travel to Italy to face Atalanta, the Europa League champions. So let's go ahead and talk about the games and see how Gunners are gonna go with it. If you look at it from the outside, if you look at it as a neutral point of view, you would say it is quite an interesting game, quite an exciting game, and you would expect goals from this game. But to be very honest with you, I don't think we are gonna get that because of the way that both the teams are playing and the things that they are facing. To be very honest with you, I will start with Atalanta because I'm an Arsenal fan, so I don't want to sound biased or anything. Like they have not really had a good start of the season. They lost the Super Cup to Real Madrid. They started the league season with a great win, but then their next two games were defeats, including a humiliating defeat by Inter just before the international break. They came back last weekend. They won 3-2 against Fiorentina. It was quite a close game. It was quite an interesting game. First half you get 5 goals. Second half there was nothing. It was like a weird game of football between Atalanta and Fiorentina. Most of their players are firing on all cylinders. Like when they attacked very good, but Atalanta have sort of become a team if they don't really start from the get-go in this season. To be very honest with you, if they don't really start from the get-go and they are pushed back, they are put on the back foot, then it becomes really hard for them to go ahead and start attacking. So I think that is going to be one of the areas where Arsenal can go ahead and take advantage of that, and I think it could be turned out be a very important thing for Arsenal to look into, and of course Arteta is gonna think about that as well. They have got really good players who can hurt Arsenal quite easily and quite convincingly. They are playing at home. I think that is their biggest advantage, that they are playing home, and even though their form this season is not really good, they are playing it's a European night. A European night, every team gives their extra 10 to 20%, and it doesn't matter which team comes to town, the fans are going to be up for it. And I think that is going to be a very crucial aspect of the game, how the Atalanta fans turn up for their team. If you focus on Arsenal, and before we go to Arsenal, like Atalanta, they don't really have any major injury scares. Most of their players are fit, so that is another advantage that they have over Arsenal. Like the majority of their first team, and let's say even like the substitution subs players, like they are also available for them. So that's a big advantage that they have over Arsenal. Now coming to Arsenal, like we are coming from a victory against Tottenham. Like we won the North London derby. Arsenal fans are on a high, the players would be on a high. It was an important win to get, especially the circumstances that we did not have so many of our players. Majority of our bench was teenagers. Like we just had Gabriel Jesus and Raheem Sterling on the bench, who are like a proper professional players, adult players, let's be very honest with her, because the rest of them were like 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. So we got that win, and it was a huge win for Arsenal in terms of, not just in terms of the league, I would say in terms of mentality. Like it was a big win for Arsenal to go ahead and get that win without having your captain, without having your influential player like Rice. So it was a big win for them. In this game, till now, what Arteta has said and what the situation is, like we still don't have Odegaard, and they've said that he's going to be out for a long time. We still don't have other players as well. Calafiori has come back, Saka is fine, Rice is going to be back in it. So I still think that Arsenal are still going to have quite a good enough squad that can go to Atalanta and get the job done, to be very honest with you, and I expect them to do that. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be quite an interesting game. I think it's the way how how we start the game that's gonna matter. If Atalanta start the game and they are able to press high, and they take the initiative and they start attacking Arsenal, I think it's going to be a very open game. I think both, because Arsenal are not gonna stop, let's be very honest with you, they are gonna attack back, and I think that is going to result into quite an open game, and both teams are gonna go for it. If Atalanta get the upper hand in like, let's say 5 to 10 minutes, that's my prediction, that's in my opinion, to be honest. But if Arsenal go there and they start with a high tempo and they start pressing from early on, and they push Atalanta back in that early stages, 5 to 10 to 15 minutes, then I think Arsenal will have an upper hand, and I think Atalanta are gonna be in a lot of trouble if that happens. That's exactly what Inter did. They never really let Atalanta be in control of the game. The moment the game started, Inter were on it, and Atalanta were not really able to cope with it. Even in the last game, Fiorentina started really fast, and Atalanta, I would just say that Atalanta in that game had a bit better players as compared to Fiorentina, and they were able to fight back. But if you are looking at the squads of the both teams, I would say that Arsenal's players are quite better as compared to Atalanta. No disrespect to Atalanta's players, but I'm just saying on overall average, on an overall score, Arsenal's score is better. So I think that could help Arsenal if we play that attack-minded game, and I don't think Atalanta would be able to respond to us as they were able to do against Fiorentina, and that's why I think they suffered against Inter. I would say the best example for Arsenal in terms of preparation would be that Inter Milan game that happened before the international break, because Inter went there and they went there with their attacking mindset, and they went there, they had a go at Atalanta, and they just crumbled under the pressure of playing the champions, and they, as I say, they were in complete control. They did not let Atalanta have like a sigh of relief. They did not let them have a breath properly, so they were really on it, and I think Arsenal need to follow that same game plan. They just go there, and then from the get-go they start their high pressing and they start attacking them. If that happens, I think it could turn out to be quite a comfortable win for Arsenal. But again, you are going away. It's a European night. You never really know what can happen. For me, like, I just don't want any injuries, not just for Arsenal, for Atalanta as well. Like, that basically ruins the game. And I'm glad it's a European game, because and you don't really worry that much about the referees in the European games, because they at least have some brains, at least compared to the Premier League referees. So I'm not worried about that game as well. The question is, like, the Arsenal players, they were like mentally drained the way that they played against Spurs. Then we are traveling away to Italy Thursday, and then they mentally they know that we have to play Sunday as well against Manchester City. So that's the only thing, like, mentally will Arsenal players be ready for this game? That's a bit what I'm worrying about. In terms of, like, coming into the game, as I said, they needed that win, Atalanta, and they got a really good win against Fiorentina. They won 3-2, and it was quite a fun, like, it was a bizarre game, to be very honest with you, but a fun game. Like, if you watch that game and if you watch that first half, and there were 5 goals in that first half, and you're just getting ready in that second half, that now it's going to be more exciting, and that was second half was that. So it was, as I said, quite a bizarre game. But Atalanta got that win, and Arsenal themselves, they got the win against the North London derby. So both of them, they are coming off of huge wins. Both of them will be filled with confidence. So I think it's going to be quite a fun game to watch. Either way, as a neutral, you would hope that Atalanta start really good, so that you can get that open game end-to-end stuff, that the both teams are attacking and no one is really backing down. But as an Arsenal fan, I hope that we just go ahead and we start attacking them from the get-go, and don't let them have any space, don't let them any loose balls, don't let them have a breathing space in the first time frame, 5-10 minutes, and I think that is gonna really help Arsenal. My prediction might be biased, but I really don't care. I think Arsenal are going to win that game, and I think they are going to win this game at 3-1, and we get that crucial 3 points. We start the Champions League phase with a victory, and we get the 3 points and important points. So yeah, this is my prediction. Arsenal to win at 3-1 against Atalanta. That is it for me in this video. Let me know what you guys think of the game in the comment section below. Do you agree with my prediction? Do you agree with my preview? Let me know in the comment section below. And what do you think is going to happen in the game? Let me know in the comments below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. Our target is to get to 300 subscribers before the month of September ends. It's looking really hard, but let's hope we are still gonna try, and we make sure that we achieve it.